Fortnite Battle Royale has been huge in pop culture since its release in 2017. It capitalized on many aspects of media and games design, all of which had a part to play in its rise to the top. Join me in this 4-part series as we analyze these components and explore behind the screens in Fortnite's success. To begin our journey, we must dwell into the past, to the origin of an idea, and the evolution it had to being one major aspect to Fortnite's success. We begin where it started, the origin of Battle Royale. The story begins with a film. Well, to be more specific, it really began with the film's inspirational material, a book. It was written by Koshun Takami in 1996 and was titled Battle Royale. In it was a story about Japanese high school students in an alternate fascist Japan, forced to kill each other until only one remains. When it was made into a film a year after its publishing in 1999, it became the highest grossing film at its premiere in Japan and since has become a global hit within pop culture. What is important to take notes here is that both the book and its film adaptation birthed and introduced a new idea in media, with it being named under the same name in its honor. To reiterate, it set the basic principles and elements of Battle Royale, and it carried through to the Battle Royale of today, all of which was described in one scene in the film. With that being said, mild spoiler ahead. During the scene where the students are being briefed about the program, they explain that a group of selected individuals are set to kill each other until there's only one left standing. All of them are given weapons and supplies in order to do so, and there are other factors that contribute to their survival as well. Danger zones and a restrictive time limit amongst most of them. When compared to the Battle Royale in Fortnite, most of those elements remain. Whether or not they're intact or deviated from their original form, the core elements made by Battle Royale is still present regardless, and Fortnite's designs shape up neatly with the original material from almost 20 years ago. Since the film's release, it has influenced the creation of numerous media, all of which are inspired by the original concept. It is here Battle Royale began its evolution from these derived materials, each developing and further refining old and new elements and providing new experiences in each take. A particular example is with the novel trilogy, Suzanne Collins' The Hunger Games. I think everyone watching this already knows what The Hunger Games is all about. However, I'm not any of you, and so are other people, so just as a quick summary, the series is about a bunch of selected teens to fight and survive to the death against one another until only one remains. It's essentially the original Battle Royale again, except the stakes are much higher, and it's both for the entertainment of rich elitist schnobs and a televised reminder of government power. Much of the elements from Battle Royale are retained throughout the series, with a few deviations. Participants now have to fight and scavenge for their supplies at the start, but everyone and everything is still trying to kill you. Shortly after the series jumped to the silver screen in 2012, players of the sandbox survival game Minecraft started creating modded servers inspired by the series, focusing on the deathmatch alone. It is believed that this is where the gaming community got their first taste of the Battle Royale experience, and clearly they wanted more. They got what they wished for in the next stages of Battle Royale's evolution, at the hands of a man named Brendan Green, better known under his alias, PlayerUnknown. He has designed several projects in his career, all of which are inspired by the experiences made in the original Battle Royale and in the Hunger Games. He saw that in other games that there's too much repetition, and in most cases were inaccessible to the general player base. In spite of this, he envisioned an experience where everyone can play and have a random aspect to it so that its dynamic is unpredictable. His first works were custom servers inspired by the DayZ mod for Bohemia Interactive's Arma 2 and its successor Arma 3. He then caught the interest of the Daybreak Game Company, and they enlisted Green for his guidance on the development of their game, H1Z1. After his consultation period was over in 2016, he was offered an opportunity by South Korean game company Bluehole, who wanted to create a Battle Royale game inspired by his work. Within a month, he became the company's creative director, and together developed the game based on his idea. This part is important in Battle Royale's history, as with what Green and Bluehole came up with, not only re-established the genre in gaming, but it took its popularity to a whole nother level. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds was developed and released under the new PUBG Corporation within Bluehole in 2017. As it's designed based on the combined elements from Green's previous works, PUBG perfected the Battle Royale experience and accomplished everything he envisioned. It introduced new mechanics like supply drops and randomized supply scavenging, while reworking old ones like an increasingly restricted play area instead of a time limit, and circular danger zones instead of a square grid areas like in the original Battle Royale. It was also designed in a way that everyone can start off evenly but play on unpredictable grounds. Although it had a rocky start at its release, the game as of now has sold over 50 million copies and has been played by more than 400 million players worldwide. With figures like that alone, we can tell that people are thrilled with the Battle Royale idea in gaming, and PUBG was the one to quench their thirst for more. Until recently. Around the same time PUBG reached its golden age in 2017, the game company that made the Unreal Engine that PUBG runs on, realized the idea could also be applied to a game that they've been working on. After development in that same year, Epic released a game that took the world by storm with a brand new way to experience Battle Royale. And here we are at the latest stage of Battle Royale's evolution, and its name will be ever known as Fortnite Battle Royale. As an alternative game mode to the main title, Fortnite offers a unique take to the idea, as it's based on the concept's viability to Epic's original project, and obviously as a means to capitalize on the Battle Royale hype train led by PUBG. More on that in a later episode. Now I know someone's going to comment on how Fortnite ripped off PUBG. And yes, when comparing the two side by side, there are a lot of similarities between the two start to end. However, both games implement different features to their experiences. With PUBG, there's a sense of immersion and realism to its gameplay and design. Fortnite implements aspects such as bigger weapon variety, a sense of story, and let's not forget its biggest feature, building, among several other things to make its experience stand out. I would like to talk about these more, but I'm saving that for another time. From its dystopian set beginnings from a book to several reiterations in media like The Hunger Games and Brendan Green's work, to ending up being part of one of the biggest things ever in pop culture. From there to now, Battle Royale has evolved, but is still true to its roots. And because of its legacy, it led something as wacky and cartoonish in design as Fortnite straight to the top. But we'll take a closer look at that in the next episode.